Lily sat alone on her porch in a quiet part of Oregon. The sky was clear, and stars shone brightly above. She liked looking at the stars. They made her feel calm, like the world was not as big and confusing as it sometimes felt. She had just finished a long shift at the diner and wanted nothing more than a little peace. That night felt normal, like many others, till it didn't. A strange sound came from the woods near her house. It was soft, like a hum, but it grew louder. Lily stood up, looking into the trees. Lights flickered between the branches. She stepped forward, curious but also a little scared. Then someone walked out of the trees. He was tall, with silver eyes and hair that shimmered even in the dark. He wore clothes that looked nothing like anything from Earth. He raised a hand in greeting. "Lily," he said in a calm voice. "Who are you?" she asked, taking a step back. "My name is Kale. I come from far away. I have been watching you." "Watching me? That's creepy. Not in the way you think. You are not just from Earth. You are part of something bigger. Your blood comes from the stars." Lily shook her head. "That's crazy." Kale stepped closer, his voice steady. "You were adopted. Your parents never knew the truth. Your real mother came from a planet called Virilia. She left you here to protect you. Now the time has come. We need you." Lily stared at him. She remembered the few photos she had seen of her birth mother. A woman with strange eyes and hair that never looked right in pictures. She never thought much about it, until now. "What do you want from me?" Kale smiled. "We want you to come home." She looked at the stars again. "What happens if I say yes?" "Yes." "Then everything changes. You will meet your real family. We will learn who you truly are." Lily took a deep breath. Her heart was racing, but something inside her said this was right. "Yes," she said. "I accept." Kale nodded. "Then it begins." That night, everything did change. After Kale left, she tried to sleep but couldn't. Her mind was full of questions. She walked around her small home, not sure what to do. Then at midnight, there was a knock on the door. Not just one, for soft knocks in a row. She opened the door and saw them. 4 people stood there. She looked different, but also somehow familiar. One woman had glowing blue eyes and wore a long coat with strange symbols. Another man had dark skin that shimmered like stone. One looked almost normal, except his hair moved as if in water. The last had no hair at all, and his eyes were golden like the sun. The woman stepped forward. "We are your siblings. We have come to live with you." Lily blinked. "What? You're my siblings?" "Yes," the man with the sun-colored eyes said. "We were born from the same mother. You were the youngest." She didn't know what to say. She looked at them, then back at her small house. "I only have 2 bedrooms. The one with the coat laughed. "We don't need beds. We adapt." They entered her home, one by one. Lily watched them explore, touch things, and talk in a language she couldn't understand. But somehow, she didn't feel scared. She felt something new, a strange warmth. Later that night, they sat around the kitchen table. Lily listened to their stories. Stories of stars, battles, strange planets, and lost families. They called her their sister. They spoke of the future. Lily didn't sleep that night either, but she didn't feel tired. She felt alive. Something had begun, and deep down, she knew she could never go back to the way things were. Not now, not with 4 alien siblings sleeping under her roof. She smiled as the sky turned light. It was a new day, and her new life had just begun. The next morning, Lily woke up to the smell of something sweet. She walked into the kitchen and saw Zara cooking, or at least trying to. There was smoke coming from the stove and something sticky covered the counter. "I thought I would make Earth food," Zara said, looking proud. She wore Lily's old sweater, though it was too small for her. "That's nice," Lily said, trying not to laugh. "But maybe don't use soap in the pancakes." Zara looked confused. "Soap?" It smelled like fruit. The other 3 siblings were sitting in the living room. Nero was staring at the houseplants, talking to them in a soft voice. Solon was watching television with a serious face, holding the remote like it was a weapon. Blyer, the quietest, was standing by the window watching the trees. Lily sat down. "This is going to take some getting used to." Zara joined her, holding a plate of burnt pancakes. "We will learn. We want to understand Earth." We want to know you." Over the next few days, they all tried to live like normal people. They went to the store with Lily, but it caused problems. Solon got into a fight with a vending machine. Naro tried to heal an old woman who only had a headache. Liar kept picking up emotions from people around him and would suddenly cry or laugh for no reason. Zara asked 100 questions about every object she saw. People in town began to talk. Lily heard whispers. Her neighbors watched her house more closely. One person called the police, but when the officers came, the siblings hid so well that the officers left, thinking it was a prank. Lily worked hard to keep them safe. She taught them how to act more like humans. She showed them how to use the washing machine, how to answer the door, and how to walk without glowing. It wasn't easy. "Why do I have to hide who I am?" Solon asked one night. "Because people fear what they don't understand," Lily said. Liar nodded slowly. "She is right. I feel their fear. It is sharp and loud." They all sat quietly for a moment. Naro touched Lily's hand. "You are brave to stay with us. You're my family now," Lily said. "We figured this out together." One evening, while Lily was closing up the diner, a man named Ben walked in. He had been coming in more often lately. He always sat at the counter and asked about her life, smiled a lot, but didn't say much about himself. "You look tired," Ben said as she poured his coffee. "Long week," Lily replied. "Too many house guests." He chuckled. "Yeah. They staying long," she shrugged. "Maybe they don't have anywhere else to go." Ben leaned closer. "Must be hard, especially with people asking questions." Lily looked at him. Something about the way he said it made her feel cold. "People talk," he said. "Strange lights. Weird sounds. You sure everything's okay at home?" She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. "Everything's fine, just tired." That night, when she told her siblings about Ben, Liar's face grew serious. "He is hiding something," Liar said. "I felt it before. Now I am sure." "He could be from the government," Zara said. "They know we are here. It would not take them long." "Ow!" "What do we do?" Lily asked. "We watch him," Solon said. "We do not act unless we must." The siblings set up small devices around the house. They looked like regular things: a lamp, a clock, a pen. But they were all part of a defense system. Lily went to sleep that night feeling both protected and worried. Her life had changed so quickly. From a normal girl with a normal job to someone hiding aliens in her house. Yet in a strange way, it felt right. She did not feel alone anymore, but she also knew that peace would not last. Something was coming. She could feel it. And when it did, she hoped they would be ready. Outside, a black car sat parked 2 streets away. Ben was inside, talking into a small device. "They are not normal," he said. "She is one of them. We need to act soon." Lily woke up early. The house was quiet, but it felt different. She walked down the hall and saw Solon sitting by the window. His eyes were fixed on something outside. "Someone is watching us," Solon said without turning around. Lily looked out and saw nothing but trees in the street. "Are you sure?" "Yes. He sits in a black car every night. I have seen him 4 times this week." Lily sat down. "That must be Ben." "He is not just a man from your town," Solon said. "He carries a scanner. I saw it last night when he opened his door. He is studying us." Zara walked in, holding a small device in her hand. We picked up strange signals, radio waves, short bursts. He is sending messages. We do not know to whom. Naro stepped into the room. "We need to leave soon." "No," Lily said. "We just started building a life here. We can't run every time someone gets too close." Liar looked at her. "Then we must protect you. All of us." Later that day, Lily went to the diner as usual. Ben was already there, sitting at the counter with his usual coffee. She poured it without speaking. "You seem quiet today," he said. "Just tired." "I saw you walking with your guests last night. It looked different. They're just visiting. Family from far away. They don't act like family. Not from anywhere around here." Lily gave a small smile. "Maybe you just don't know them yet." Ben sipped his coffee. "Some people want to know more. Some people get paid to know more." That made her stop. She looked at him carefully. "What are you really doing here, Ben? What are you really hiding, Lily?" Neither of them said anything after that. That night, Zara, Solon, Liar, and Naro met in the basement. They placed small tools and energy crystals in a circle. Lights glowed softly. They were building something that could hide them or protect them. Lily came down and watched. "What is it?" she asked. "A field. It can block scanners, can hide our signals for a while," Zara said. "Will it keep us safe?" "For a little while, but not forever." Outside, clouds gathered. Storm was coming. Lightning flashed in the distance. Solon watched it from the roof. "They're close," he said. "I feel it." The next day, Lily returned home from work and found the front door open. Her heart raced. She stepped inside slowly. Nothing looked broken, but something was wrong. "Zara? Naro? Anyone?" she called. Zara rushed in from the back. "We are here." "A man entered while you were gone. He tried to place a bug in the wall. Liar felt him and scared him away." Liar came down the stairs. He was trained, not a normal spy. "Government, did he see anything?" Lily asked. "He saw me," Liar said. "Then they will come soon," Solon added. "We must be ready." That night, they moved quickly. Everything important was packed into small bags. Zara erased every digital trace of them. Naro took care of the plants. Liar drew a map on the wall. "We go to the mountain," he said. "There is a place. A base. Our mother left it for us." "How far is it?" Lily asked. 2 hours, hidden inside Mount Hood. Just before sunrise, they left the house. As they drove away, Lily looked back. The house was dark and silent. It had been her home for years. Now it was just a building. They had been on the road for 10 minutes when they saw the black cars. 4 of them parked across the road. "They found us," Solon said. Ben stepped out of one car, now wearing a black uniform. Others followed, all carrying weapons. "Stop the car," Lily said. But they stopped. The air felt heavy. The road was empty except for them and the agents. Ben walked forward. "You should not have run, Lily. We just want to talk." "Talk with guns," Zara said from the back seat. Lily opened the car door and stepped out. "I trusted you. You were never the person we thought. Neither were they." Before Ben could say more, a loud hum filled the air. Zara activated a device. A wave of light spread out, knocking the agents to the ground. It gave them just enough time to escape. They drove fast toward the mountains. No one spoke. The world behind them was closing in. But ahead, something new was waiting. A hidden place. A new chapter. A way forward. And Lily, though afraid, did not look back again. The road twisted through the forest as they climbed higher into the mountains. Cold wind came through the windows, but no one spoke. Lily kept her hands tight on the wheel. She glanced at her siblings one by one. Zara was looking at a map on her tablet. Naro was holding a small glowing stone in his hands. Solon kept watch behind them. Liar closed his eyes, searching for danger with his mind. They reached a narrow path hidden behind tall trees. Lily stopped the car. There was no sign, no gate, just empty forest. Zara stepped out and pressed her hand to a tree. The ground shook, and a hidden door opened in the hillside. They drove the car into the opening. Once inside, metal doors closed behind them. Lights turned on, showing a wide tunnel with smooth walls. They followed it until they reached a large chamber. The chamber looked like a mix between a cave and a ship. Strange machines lined the walls. In the center stood a large round table made of dark glass. Symbols glowed on its surface. A quiet hum filled the space. "This was our mother's base," Zara said. "She built it before she left Earth." Lily walked slowly, touching the walls. "She lived here?" "Yes," Liar said. "She came to Earth in secret. She knew one day her children would return." They spent the next hours exploring. There were rooms filled with tools, food, medicine, and old records. There was even a garden with glowing plants. It was clear someone had loved this place. Lily stood in front of a large screen. It showed stars and strange symbols. "This feels like a dream," she said. "It is real," Naro said. "You are part of this world. You always were." They worked together to set up defenses. Zara connected the base to a satellite hidden in orbit. Solon placed shields around the entrance. Naro placed healing stations in each room. Liar scanned the area for any signs of human tech nearby. That night, they sat around the round table. The lights were low. A small fire burned in the center. "What do we do now?" Lily asked. "We wait," Solon said. "They will come again." And after that, Lily looked at each of them. Zara spoke first. "There is a war in the stars. Our people are divided. Some want peace, some want power. Our mother was one of the leaders for peace. She died trying to stop the war, and we are the last part of her plan," Liar added. "We are family," Naro said, "and we are stronger together." Lily listened. I felt fear, but also something else. Purpose. She looked at her hands. Just a week ago, she had been serving coffee. Now she was hiding in a mountain with 4 alien siblings. "If I had said no," she whispered, "what would have happened?" "You would still be pulled into this," Liar said. "It was always your path." The next day, the alarms went off. Signals showed movement near the base. Drones flew near the entrance. Hidden cameras showed armed men walking through the trees. "They found us again," Solon said. "How?" Zara asked. "Ben," Lily said. "He must have followed something we missed." They rushed to prepare. Shields went up. Lights dimmed. Machines powered on. The chamber changed from quiet to ready. Solon handed Lily a small silver cube. "Press this if they enter. It will release a pulse. It will stop all their machines for a minute. And after that, we fight or run. You decide." The noise of footsteps came closer. Voices echoed down the tunnel. Then silence. A loud voice called out, "Lily, we know you are in there. Come out. You can still walk away." She looked at her siblings. Each one nodded. They trusted her. She pressed the cube. A flash of blue light filled the base. Outside, machines dropped. Radios fell silent. The agents looked around in confusion. "Now," Solon said. They rushed out through a second tunnel, one the agents had not found. It led to the other side of the mountain. They reached the top and looked back. Smoke rose from the trees. The agents were lost. The base had disappeared. Shield covered it again. Lily stood on the mountain with the wind in her hair. She was not just hiding now, she was leading. And this time she would not run. After they escaped the mountain, the group made their way through thick woods. The air was cold and the path was rough, but they kept moving. They needed to find a quiet place to rest and think. They had left the base behind, but danger was still close. Lily walked in front. Her boots were covered in mud and her hands shook from the cold. But her eyes stayed strong. She had made her choice. She would not turn back now. They stopped near a river and made a small camp. Naro started a fire with a heat crystal. The flames were warm and bright. For the first time in days, Lily felt a little safe. "What happens next?" she asked, looking at her siblings. Zara answered, "We must go to space. The war is getting worse. The leaders need someone who can speak for peace. They need you." "Why me?" Lily said. "I don't know your world. I don't know your laws, because you are not like them," Liar said. "You see both sides. You feel for others. You are human and Varelian. That makes you powerful," Solon added. "Our mother believed you could change everything." Lily stayed quiet. She stared at the fire. A week ago, she had been waiting tables. She was being asked to help stop a war in the stars. "Do I even have a choice?" she asked. "Yes," Zara said. "But if you say no, the war will grow. Many will die. And if I say yes, I leave Earth forever." Liar nodded. Lily looked up at the stars. They seemed closer now. She thought about her old life, her small house, her job at the diner, the quiet nights. It was all gone. "I don't know if I'm ready," she said. "You do not have to be ready," Naro said. "You just have to be willing." That night, she dreamed of her mother, a tall woman with kind eyes and silver hair. She spoke without words, but Lily understood her. She saw stars, fire, hope, and pain. She saw a path, and at the end, she stood with her siblings, holding a bright light. When she woke, the sky was turning orange. Birds called from the trees. Her siblings were already awake. "I'll do it," she said. "I'll go with you." No one cheered. No one smiled. They only nodded. It was a serious moment. "We must go to the signal site," Zara said. "There is a beacon. It can call our ship." "Where is it?" Lily asked. In the desert? Far south? We must travel for days. They packed quickly and began the long journey. They walked through forests, crossed empty roads, and stayed hidden from drones in the sky. They moved by night and rested by day. Lily learned more each day. She learned about Varelian history, their leaders, and their war. She listened to her siblings tell stories of their youth, of their training, of their mother's last mission. They told her about the council, a group of old leaders who had ruled for too long. They feared change. They feared humans. But some believed in peace. Some believed in her. After a week, they reached the edge of the desert. Sand stretched for miles. The sun was high and the heat was sharp. They moved slowly, covering themselves with cloaks. At night they found the old beacon. It was hidden under a broken barn, rusty and silent. Zara pressed her hand to it. Lights came on. Soft sound filled the air. "The signal is sent," she said. They will come." They waited 3 nights. On the 4th, a light appeared in the sky. It moved fast and quiet. A ship landed behind a hill, hidden from view. They walked toward it. Lily felt her heart beat fast. The ship was smooth and silver, shaped like a bird. The door opened, and a tall figure stepped out. "Lily," he said, "I am Riven. I serve the peacekeepers. We welcome you." Lily looked at her siblings. Then she stepped forward. She was leaving Earth. Not as a girl running from danger, but as someone stepping into her place. This was not the end. It was the beginning. The ship rose from Earth with a soft hum. Lily sat near the front window, watching her home world grow smaller. Her heart was heavy, but she did not cry. Her siblings sat around her, calm but alert. Ravan, the tall alien who had come to get them, stood near the control panel. "We will reach the capital planet in 4 days," he said. "You may rest, but also prepare. Many are waiting to see you." Lily nodded. She looked out at the stars. They were not just lights anymore. There were roads leading to new places, new people, and a new life. The ship was smooth and quiet inside. The walls glowed gently. There were rooms for sleep, rooms for learning, and a large round room for meetings. Each day, Zara taught Lily more about the council, the leaders, and the laws of Varelia. "They respect strength," Zara said, "but also wisdom. You must show both." Lyre helped her understand feelings and how to read emotions without words. Naro gave her healing stones and taught her how to use them. Selene trained her in self-defense, not to fight but to stay safe. Lily learned quickly. She made mistakes, but her siblings guided her. They stood beside her always. Even when she felt unsure, they gave her strength. On the 4th day, the ship entered a wide ring of stars. In the middle floated a large planet, bright with blue and gold. This was Varelia Prime. As they came closer, Lily saw tall towers, green lands, and strange flying shapes. The ship landed on a smooth silver platform. Riven led them out. A group of aliens waited. Some wore long robes, others had armor. All had sharp eyes. Lily stood tall. "Welcome, daughter of Varelia," one elder said. "We have waited a long time." Lily gave a small bow. "I am ready to listen and learn." He took her through shining halls, past fountains and statues. She entered the Hall of Unity, a large room filled with light. The council sat in a circle. One leader stood. He had deep lines on his face and eyes that held no smile. Why should a human stand here? What can she know of our struggle? Lily stepped forward. "I am not only human. I carry Varelian blood. I carry my mother's hope. I came not to rule, but to help." Some nodded. Others stayed quiet. They asked her many questions. About Earth, about war, about peace. She answered with care, using her heart and her mind. She spoke of family, of loss, and of dreams. After the meeting, the siblings walked with her in the garden. "You spoke well," Zara said, "but they are not yet sure." "What now?" Lily asked. "Now we wait, and while we wait, we help others. That is how we show our truth." In the days that followed, Lily met with other groups, soldiers, teachers, healers. She listened. She asked questions. She shared stories. Many began to see her as more than just a visitor. They saw her as a bridge. One evening, an old healer brought her a gift. A simple stone, clear and smooth. "This was your mother's," she said. "She once gave hope to many. Now it is your turn." Lily held the stone. It was warm in her hand, but not all welcomed her. Some feared change. They whispered in the halls. They warned others. One night, a blast shook the West Tower. No one was hurt, but the message was clear. Not everyone wanted peace. Lily stood before the council the next day. "Fear cannot lead us. We must be better. We must listen, not fight. We must heal, not break." This time, more of the council nodded. Later, Riven met with her alone. "You are changing minds, but change brings danger. Are you ready for what may come?" Lily looked at the stars through the wide glass window. "I am not afraid. I have my family. I have a voice, and I have a reason." He bowed. Then Varelia has hope again. Lily watched the sky, knowing the hardest part was still ahead. But she no longer felt small. She was not just a girl from Earth. She was something more. Dark clouds formed above the Varelian capital. Ships moved in the sky. The streets below were quiet, but the fear was rising. People knew something was coming. War was close. Lily stood in the tower, watching everything from above. Her siblings stood beside her. Zara read reports on her screen. Solon checked weapons and shields. Naro packed healing supplies. Lyre walked quietly, feeling the pain that was growing in the city. But the council had failed to stop the rising anger between the two sides. One side wanted peace. The other wanted control. Old leaders whispered of power and tradition. Others wanted a new way. That evening, a group of rebels broke into the East Square. They took over a control station and sent out a message. They said Lily was not Varelian. They said she had no right to lead. They warned others not to follow her. The council called her in. One leader stood and said, "Your presence brings trouble. Some believe in you. Others want you gone. If we fall into war, will you take the blame?" Lily looked around the room. She saw fear. She saw doubt. But she also saw a few faces that still had hope. "If I walk away, will the war stop?" she asked. No one answered. "So then I stay," she said. "I will not run. I will speak. I will try. That is all I can promise." She left the chamber and walked to the main square. A crowd had gathered. People argued. Some shouted her name. Others held signs against her. Lily climbed the old stone steps and stood at the top. She raised her voice. "I came here not to rule. I came to learn. I came to help. I am not full Varelian, but I am part of this world now. I have seen your hopes. I have felt your pain. I believe we can still stop this. Not with ships, not with fire, but with truth." A silence fell over the crowd. "If you still want war, then I have failed. But if you believe there is another way, come forward. Speak to each other. Listen, this world does not need more fear. It needs courage." A child walked forward and stood by her side.
Old.
Then others followed. Some were young, some old, some were soldiers. Some were just workers. By nightfall, the square was full. Lily and her siblings moved quickly. They opened halls for talks. They brought food to the hungry. They gave shelter to the tired. Slowly, the city began to breathe again. The council watched. The leaders who had once doubted her now came to speak with her. They asked for help. They wanted her advice, Zara said. "They see you now. Not as a stranger, but as a guide." Naro smiled. "Our mother would be proud." Lyre stood beside her. "Peace is near, but still fragile." Then news came. A large group of warships was heading toward the capital. The old guard wanted to take back control by force. Lily stood before the people again. "This is the final test. We can fight, or we can stand together and show them we are not afraid." When the ships arrived, they saw something they did not expect. The city was quiet, but no one ran. People stood in the streets. Children stood beside elders. Soldiers stood without weapons. And in the center, Lily stood with her siblings. The ship stopped. A message came through. "What do you want?" Lily spoke into the device. "I want peace. Come down, speak with us." "The world is watching." There was a long silence. Then slowly, the ships turned away. The war was over before it began. Weeks passed. A new council was formed, one that listened, one that welcomed change. Lily stood once more at the top of the stone steps. This time, the crowd was calm. They listened as she spoke of future plans, not of power, but of unity. She looked at her siblings. They were not just guests now, they were part of this world too. Lily sent a message back to Earth. A short one. I am safe. I am strong. I have found my place. She looked at the stars, then at the people around her. She was home.